So I don't know how many people watch this stuff, but I'm gonna tell you this: I'm a Second Amendment gun supporter, a Second Amendment rights supporter. I refuse to let gun control allow to happen. I may or may not. I'm neither confirming nor denying that if I have a gun or not. But I will tell you this: I will be damned if anybody in this country is going to allow gun control to happen under the Second Amendment constitutional rights, the right to bear arms. It should not be taken away for the simple fact that gun control is a violation of everyone's constitution. I do not support, nor do I care to allow the government to invoke martial law. It is highly inappropriate for them. I have, as you can see if you go on my channel, I've indeed uploaded videos of police breaking the law and whatnot. There's comedy videos on there. Please check out my channel. If anybody knows, not all people should own guns. However, there are those who may or may not be felons. Whether I am or not is nobody's business. But I will indeed tell you this: there are some felons that are most likely the most important people to want to own and have been certified, approved not to own firearms, but I believe that they should. For example, there are people I know who were ex-military. They have come home, they suffered with a bunch of PTSD and a bunch of other stuff. They ended up catching cases. Well, they shouldn't have been arrested for something, charged for it, convicted of it, if it comes down to a self-defense. Now, I'll tell you this: self-defense. So if somebody breaks into a cop's house, the cop has a right to shoot that person. But a regular Joe Schmo, who's not a cop, doesn't own a firearms identification card, is not allowed to own a firearm. It's a bit questionable for me, because I know for a fact there's a lot of people who actually have the proper training and whatnot to own those firearms. If people do not believe that they may or may not need to own them simply because of an arrest record, then those people need to reevaluate the situation. What if it was your home that was broken into by a person on drugs, or a person, whatever it may be, entered the wrong home and thought that maybe it was a friend's home or whatever, because they haven't came and seen a friend for years, and the door was unlocked and they walked in the house and they got all hostile with the persons who lived there. What if it was your kids? What if it was you? What if it was your husband or your wife or your aunt, your uncle, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins that have had their house broken into? Therefore, they shouldn't be allowed to protect their home. I believe every state should allow an open carry. And I believe, and I feel, and in my opinion, which, yes, I'm also invoking my right to the First Amendment, freedom of speech and freedom of expression, that everybody should own a gun as long as they are responsible and properly know how to use, discharge, clean, and store their firearm. If people can't see the open-mindedness of this, all this gun control that's going on, I believe is a way for the government to invoke martial law. If people don't believe that that is right, then I'm pretty sure you would support this. I know there's going to be negative comments on here. I know that there's going to be people who have haterific stuff. I know that there's people who have been a victim or have had loved ones or friends or family members be victims of homicides and whatnot. But therefore, they should not want to allow gun control, because if they knew how much of it in their mindset that they were encouraging the government to strip away our Constitution. Remember, we the people, for the people, by the people. We are the ones who put these laws into effect under the federal government. So therefore, why should the government still be able to strip everybody of their rights, legally or not? I don't think that the government has a right to say. Politicians, officers, I can say, are the ones to blame for this, because when the politicians put that red flag thing out there, red flag law, for people to just go and say, he threatened me or she threatened me. Well, how about this? Does anybody know if that's really true? No, because it's just somebody saying something against somebody else. For the simple fact, I know people that work in federal employee buildings or federal employees, state facility buildings, that have gone and said something against a couple of my friends. One of them is sitting and doing some time right now, but it is what it is because of some bullshit, some horse malarkey. And I will tell you this, that is not right, simply because somebody said something. Now, where's the proof? Well, he said this, she said that. Well, it's just hearsay. The courts don't want to care to take that into the consideration. They rather take into consideration, well, the person who's making the claim is the one to be more right because they work in those buildings. Well, they don't understand, or they don't care to see this person is saying this. You know, I mean, come on, think about it. If I went walking down the street and called the police, which I wouldn't, saying that this guy pulled the gun on me or this chick pulled the gun on me, and I'm in fear for my life, and they lose their rights, and it wasn't even true, how does that make that person feel, and how would that make me look? It would make me look like a giant piece of crap because I lied to be able to violate somebody's rights, to violate the laws, to kick somebody when they're down type thing. Think about it, America. Everybody wants to make America great again. Well, how about this? Do not allow gun control to happen. It's just me speaking my beliefs and whatnot. If people don't like it, go ahead and leave a comment. If you leave a comment, if you don't leave a comment, I don't care either way. Because it is not my business to want to care if somebody's going to talk smack. There's going to be haters. There's going to be people talking crap. There's going to be people who say one thing and do the opposite. I've seen it a lot. And I wouldn't have gotten as far as I am today without knowing the enlightenment of the mind, or doing research, or gone through what I've gone through. I've lost a bunch of friends and family members to gun crime, violence myself. Robberies, homicides. Friends of mine have gotten murdered over a drug deal gone wrong. For something that wasn't even supposed to happen, or like, if somebody set somebody up. How does that make sense? I don't want gun control. Those who want gun control, think about it. You're violating your own rights as an American citizen under the Second Amendment Constitution. Let's please keep this Constitution alive. Please, let's support no gun control. Let's support the people who stand up and believe in and will fight for their rights. And I shall say that I am grateful to know that I am not as blindsided as a lot of people. I do not support gun control. None of that whatsoever. So therefore, people really should get a mindset right. Welcome to America society in today's point of view. Think of how much everybody's rights and lives are going to be destroyed. Hunters. For the hunters out in the world, you got to shoot a deer, you got to shoot a peasant, you got to shoot a coyote or whatever, or rabbits or whatever it is you do when you shoot an animal. What happens if they put gun control in? You don't have a livelihood anymore. Not meaning livelihood is your life, but what you do to support your financial, to support your home, to support your family, and also to indeed support the financialness to keep a roof over your head. Therefore, let's make America great again. Then let's cut down the illegal crime that is illegally able to happen in the system of judicial. Or should I say, as I like to refer it, the punishment system. The same system that says you're innocent until proven guilty. I know people who have been locked up and incarcerated for something they haven't even done. It was just somebody said something. And now they can't legally own a firearm. They can't legally hunt no more. What's wrong with people nowadays? Come on, America. Come on, think about it. And for all the African Americans out there, Black Lives Matter. So, not all African Americans are evil people. Look at half of the people who are newscasters out in the world. Mr. Al Roker, he's not a bad guy. He's not evil. He's not an ignorant person. He is actually a really good person, and he's African American. And the brother who does the live advice show, kudos. I support you. Continue to do what you do. Much love and respect. Now I'm closing out.